Kids, today's my vlog for March the 26th, 2013. How are you today? Lots to talk about, so let's jump right into it. First of all and foremost, for everyone that has gotten involved in the wear red, put it on your sign and Facebook and I guess Twitter or whatever, or Instagram, I don't know. Whether you're straight, gay, bisexual, young, old, male, female, thank you for your support. Myself, I'm a little bit too old to benefit from it, where it could have really materially impacted my life back in my early days in positive ways or much different ways. And perhaps my life would have taken different paths had I had equal rights when I was growing up. But I hope that this gets through the Supreme Court and DOMA is overturned as unconstitutional and basically opens the door for equal rights for all. So keep up the prayers, keep up the good spirit, keep up the good hopes that the Supreme Court does the right thing finally. Even if they don't, the fight's never going to end until we get equal representation for equal taxation. And that means being equal, period. And no one's going to stop fighting. So if you think we're just going to run away after this is all done, you got your head up your ass. What else is going on? North Korea. Now, this has been a delightful story. That little Kim Jong-un, that little dick dude over in North Korea, he apparently has enough money to make a video firing off all these missiles and stuff and attacking South Korea and the United States, and showing our destruction and the North Korean victory over South Korea and the United States. But he doesn't have enough money to feed his people, and he wants aid from South Korea and the United States. Interesting. And then he made some more threats, and I guess today he put his military on the highest level of alert, ready for the attack. Now, I'm waiting. I want the attack to happen. You know why I want the attack to happen? Because as soon as he attacks, we're going to attack back. We're going to attack back with such force that there will not be a North Korea. And we won't have to worry about it anymore. Actually, there probably won't be any Korea, and part of China will probably get caught under the mushroom cloud. So we can, won't have to worry about 16,000 pigs and thousands of dead ducks running down rivers in China that they drink out of. That's like the sickest story. I've also heard this past couple of weeks. Thousands and tens of thousands of dead animals being thrown in rivers in China, literally by the tens of thousands, polluting the waters, and then they're pulling them out and they're reselling them. And I guess they were cracking down on selling diseased animals, which was, I guess, normal to do as part of the normal food chain in China anyway. But the government started cracking down, so now they just threw them in the river, and they're getting them out, and they're actually selling them again or something. I don't know. It sounds perfectly disgusting. Not visiting China anytime soon. Not on my not on my bucket list. Sorry, China. Not on my bucket list. No. Ew. Ew. Yeah. So that's, I guess, what's going on over in the East. In the West, over in Europe, more UE countries on meltdown. Cyprus apparently had a meltdown, and they just got their rescue package, and people are pissed off, and they're all excited at the same time, and it's kind of weird. And that story didn't make too much sense, but it has something to do with Russia and tycoons and the mob that got Cyprus to melt down. And they got a new Pope, Francis. I'm loving him. Now, he is the first Pope that is actually kind of acting like a Christ-like figure that I remember, ever. And I find him very refreshing. Now, I've had some people challenge me particularly gay people challenge me, but he's still against homosexuality. That may be true, but he doesn't have the harsh, negative rhetoric that the other popes had. He's actually been kind of inclusive, saying, we need these people. These are the people we should be talking to. These are the people which we should be talking with, breaking bread with, having conversations with, having fellowship with, which is a lot different than saying, you're out of here, you're a piece of shit, you're sin, we hate you. That's the old story. He's actually bringing the true Christian story to this. So I have to give Francis kudos for doing that, at least. Now, on the personal front, I discovered something unique and different this week. And here's what it is, or actually since I did my last video. Florida. Now, Florida will give you, even though if you don't qualify for, it's almost impossible for a single male in Florida to qualify for Medicaid at all, or food stamps or anything. You have to be basically living in the streets without income under a bridge. And if you have a blanket, you probably have too many valuables to qualify for Medicaid or food stamps in Florida. You literally have to be naked living under a bridge. Which just shows you how cruel Florida is. But, now this is the interesting thing. You can go to the Department of Health clinic and get affordable general care visits, in other words, kind of like checkups or whatever, and very minor medical procedures at a semi-affordable price. You can go and get mental health care at a very affordable price, because I guess for some reason Florida are terrified of their mentally ill, which fortunately I am totally nuts. So I have found a place to get mental health care for a very affordable price, which is a relief to me. Now we'll see how that goes with medication, but at least the therapist and the diagnosis and those kind of things, the visits, are going to be affordable. Now, not the case, I'll repeat, not the case with anything to do with dental care. For some reason, in Florida, they don't care if you have teeth. Apparently, you don't need teeth, let alone attractive teeth, but no teeth at all. They don't have, you have to basically be Medicaid eligible in order to qualify for reduced dental care costs. Otherwise, the reduced costs if you go to the Department of Health kind of public place, it's about $236 to pull a tooth out. One tooth, $236. Which isn't bad compared to some private dentists which charge more. Now, if you want to get a bridge to replace the pulled tooth, $2,200, and that there's no reduction, there's no reduced cost. So how many people that are looking for affordable dental care can actually whip out $2,200 for a bridge? It's almost cheaper to have all your teeth pulled out and get a full set of dentures. It makes no sense to me at all. Now, for somebody that's lived with a partial for several years, which is almost useless, that was a $3,000 proposition for a partial. I can take in and out of my mouth, which I've done on camera a million times. Love to do it in restaurants, at parties. Makes people very uncomfortable. And it's classless. It's totally classless, which is me. So, yeah, but how do you afford? I mean, I can afford to get my teeth pulled out, but I can't afford to get something put back in place. There's something wrong with that. I mean, there really is something wrong with that. So that's my big bitch for the week. Um, then my other new discovery is this. Now, picture it, me here at home, my crazy little world. I've already discussed in great detail how I see things in dreams. I see things while I'm awake. I see things with my real eyes, with my third eye, in my dream state, hear things in all three states, etc., etc., smell things in different ways, smell things with my mind that don't even have a physical smell. Um, it's kind of cool. The latest thing I did, and this was just last night, was I was able to lay in bed with my eyes closed, lights on, just kind of relaxing, not asleep, listening to the television, light, like I said, lights on, so the TV was not changing the light really in the room to any significant thing. I was able to see apparitions floating across my closed eyelids, where you know how like when it's bright light and you can see the red, basically from the flap of skin over your eyeballs, and you can see if there's a shadow that goes over that. I actually saw apparitions floating around in my room um, with my eyes closed. I saw the shadows, and it wasn't the animals, and it wasn't bugs, and it wasn't dust, and it wasn't anything. It was actual apparitions. So that's my latest and greatest finding. It's actually possible, and who would have known? So that's my latest discovery. Um, I love discovering new things. It's great. So keep on the good prayers for the equality for all, you know, fair taxation and fair representation and equality for all. That's going on this week in the Supreme Court. And we'll talk to you later.